Hello, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Nation Radio, Not So Normal, your regular show here on Tuesday nights. So, how's Denise and Ron doing tonight?
We're doing good. I hope everybody enjoyed last night's show and the other show that you had on after us. So
Yeah, that was quite the show.
so and I'm sorry to say that our second guest that I had scheduled for tonight couldn't make it, Chuck Banks, and we're going to get him rescheduled for another night. Hopefully it'll happen with it being going back to school and football season. It's going to be hard to get him, but hopefully either we can get him on my show or we can get him on here and you guys can hear Chuck Banks and because he's got that book, the butt hurt story. I think it's good. I think that
it's funny.
He's got a lot of books on the paranormal. He's got books on politics. He's got books on sports now. It's all stuff that everybody can relate to something that Chuck has to say.
Right.
And he's even into religion now. A couple years ago, he found religion and became ordained. And so it'll be good to have him on. I'm just sorry that he can't be here.
Right.
But I want everybody to know if you have any questions for me, you need to ask him in the first hour because I'm not going to be here for the second hour. You're stuck with the guys.
Hey, we can handle it.
You think?
I think so.
Yeah, it's probably going to go off the rails.
Yeah.
So,
but we have a guest here tonight, and it's really an interesting guest because he was in our chat room when I was live over at Ashmore Estates.
Yep.
And did some stuff. So, Denise, if you want to introduce him, we'll bring him up.
Sure. Our guest tonight is Anthony Lewis. He is a paranormal investigator out of Arizona. And so I think you guys are going to enjoy him. He's got a lot of good information he's going to share with us tonight. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the chat and we'll make sure we get them asked and answered. So welcome, Anthony. How are you?
Thank you for having me and stuff. Like I said, it's the first time doing this. Like I said, I've done small videos and stuff on my own page and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, I could tell just from the last show that when they were out doing their live hunting, that literally I shocked the crap out of them. Literally, I was like, how do you know that there's 4 candies on the table? But literally, yeah, you can see the spirit. Like even when you can actually adjust the film on your camera, and you can actually adjust it, and you can actually see the male person standing there. And literally, yeah, your person had the candy in her hand, not spread out, but literally, yeah, put it on the table. Yeah, he went by and he spread out the candy. Because he was looking for a typical type of candy that he ate when he was alive. So
apparently, he liked butterscotch.
Yeah, the candy that you brought.
He didn't like the butterscotch.
He didn't. The person gave you that look that like they tried. So I have to give credit for it. So.
Right.
But what was amazing was when he said, "The spirits want candy." Darren got candy, right? And everything. She brought a handful back and put it on the table there about 9 feet away from me. I couldn't tell you how many pieces were on it because I was doing live and looking and all this and that. Anthony got on there.
Well, you can even see it.
No.
On the camera.
No. And Anthony got on there and said, the spirit said, thank you for the 4 pieces of candy. Well, I turned and looked at it there and I went, how many, what'd you bring out? How many pieces? She goes, I don't know. I grabbed a handful. She went over and counted, and there were 4 pieces already spread out.
Yep.
That's what I was talking about that night on the show was here we're in Ashmore, Illinois. We had Denise and you on earlier.
Yep.
There from Kansas. And then Anthony got on. He was from Arizona. And the spirits were talking to him there. This just goes to show these virtual investigations work out pretty good.
We're trying one out again Saturday.
Yes, we are.
We've been doing these hybrid investigations for years.
Right.
That was one of the things that I brought up last night on the show was that wasn't the first time we did a hybrid. When you were at the school, remember? You guys would
Mhm.
do a show, and I would just say something, and then you'd go, "Come on here," and I would talk to, tell people what some things that are going on there in the store.
Right.
So it, I mean, it was just by accident that we basically discovered that this works.
Yeah. We used to call it remote. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Call in or go live and look around.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're calling it virtual investigations.
Right.
So, yeah. But
I think
Anthony, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like I said, when I'm doing that, literally, like I said, a little bit of, as you guys were talking about for astral projection and stuff, like yeah, literally a piece of myself started walking through the building. And as your video went on, that's why I was asking about when I talked about, is there a small room? Is there a small room like down the hallway or something? And literally, yeah, when you guys went into that room, yeah, you started getting activity. Yeah, literally, that's what I've done plenty of times. Is literally, as I was telling, what's your name, sir?
Carl.
Yeah.
we also call him Jeff, but he's Carl.
Yeah. They call me a
Carl,
lot
yeah.
of just things. Just call me wizard
Carl,
and you
I
got
was
it.
talking to Carl earlier before we started the show, that literally, when I have had spirits come in, wake me up in the middle of the night, pull on my toe or something, like, hey, I need to talk to you. I'm like, dude, I'm not in the mood. If it's that important, you need to talk to me at 12 freaking o'clock at night, right? You can come back in the morning, right? Because literally, ghost activity doesn't stop just because it turns nighttime, all right? Really good haunted places, you can walk in there during daytime and find ghosts, plain and simple. Like I said, that's why I find when the newer ghost hunters go out there and like, oh yeah, this place is supposed to be active and everything. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not seeing anything. Well, hopefully it will start getting active during the time that they say for as they say, the witching hour.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, yeah, literally, like I
Right.
said, especially mediums and stuff can walk into an area and go, hey, yeah, you can go in that room there, go in that room, or even before they even step into the building, they can already see through the windows and everything else like that. And like I said, for the interesting part of astral projection is the best one is where I start, like say I'm going on a trip. I've never been there in my whole life. But literally I get there and literally everybody that's in there know me already. I'm like, but myself has never been there. The best one is me and my brother, we stopped at this hotel. And the people behind the counter says, have you been here before? And I'm like, my brother knows that I have never been to this hotel at all. It's not even in the same state I'm in. And both the counter people, yeah, look at me like, and literally I can't just come out and say, yeah, that was me vanishing and reappearing, because I remember seeing the guy at behind the counter. And
So,
like I said, that's what's so interesting about astral projection is literally there's two types. There's spiritual astral projection, where literally you're in the dream world and stuff like that, and then and the physical, where literally the best one that when people ask, how do you know you're able to astral project? The best one is if you have a dream of you sitting on the bed, and you wake up, and you go and you look at yourself, going, who are you? Oh, I'm you. And you're like, and you wake up, and then you have that same thing again, and you're like, we were having an actual conversation. Yeah, your spiritual self, the astral projection self of yourself, is talking to your body, and that's how you know you can astral project. See, people talk about paralysis. Well, what happens is paralysis is literally that eternal biological clock that wakes you up in the morning. So just
right.
all of a sudden, yeah, when your body is astral projection, is out roaming around somewhere. Well, that's what that internal clock is for. It's to snap your body, because your spirit's not supposed to be outside your body. It's
Right.
supposed to be, no. It's not time for you to be out there. No, you need to be back in your body. So literally, you get slapped back in your body. All of a sudden, you wake up like, I can't move my neck. I can't move my arm. I can't move my legs. Well, yeah, because literally you're out of phase. You're out of phase with your body. And there was a guy on my group page that I talked to. He's like, yeah, I was in a terrible wreck. And now all of a sudden my shoulder and my arm and stuff doesn't work the way it used to. I'm like, well, when at a time did you see yourself out of your body? I'm like, yeah, I saw myself out. Yeah, literally your body was trying to heal itself. So every time you jump back in your body because you were worried that, well, oh no, I lost my body. How do I get? So you're literally jumping back in your body at the time your body's trying to heal. And then I told him, okay, every time you wake up in the morning, you're going to have to focus on that area to get it reconnected. Because that's literally how our spirit works. Because literally, as you notice from time to time, that literally you can do, you're like, my brain's in bed, so I'm getting up and just doing my normal stuff. Yeah, literally, that shows you the separation of the spirit and the body for the whole for the astral projection. Then literally, you're literally meditating yourself, as many of the book says, to a certain point. And literally, my mom actually had to tell me that literally, hey, I saw you sitting in the front room, and you were lying in bed. I was like, oh, okay, no, so she just literally told me, stop walking around the house, all right? and like you said, and that's what's so funny when you talk about it. People who sleepwalk and stuff, literally, what it is they can't disconnect the internal body clock that keeps the spirit in the body. So that, well, guess what? The body has to get up and go with it. But it's learning how to turn off that internal body clock so you can actually separate. But once you actually learn to do that, well, guess what? There are spirits out there that say, hey, here's an empty vessel. Well, I'd like to jump in there. That's why they say if you're going to do astral projection, you have somebody watching your body. That's the most thing, is to try to keep other, because literally, it's tricking the other spirits that this is an actual live person by having live people around this body. So,
how often do you astro project?
Oh, let's see. Most of the time, like I said, when I first started, probably maybe 5-10 times, maybe. Like I said, after a while, it gets natural. You're separating the spirit from the body. But if the body and the spirit are one, they can talk back and forth with each other. And like I said, the more as one Native American said to us, that literally, yeah, you guys are spirit walkers. And we're like, what? What is a spirit walker? Well, it means that you have 1 foot in the grave, roughly, and 1 foot in the living world. So literally, you're.
Then you better not find that banana peel, or you're toast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like I said, no, that's like I said, the thing. The thing is literally for bananas and stuff like that. Yeah, the banana peel. Yeah.
It was a joke. It's a joke.
Literally, I have actually found banana peels. Literally, I'm walking, all of a sudden there's a plain banana peel, and there has been times where literally I'm walking, I'm not paying attention, and sure enough, I almost slip on the banana peel.
Well, I always used to tease my mom. She married my dad. She goes, I married your dad for love. She goes, so I married my second husband for money and then fell in love with him. And I looked at her and I said, well, then you just need to marry one with 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on the banana peel, and then you're done. You've married them all. And so that's just an internal joke with me and my mom. But when did you start astro projection? How old were you?
I'd probably have to say around maybe 16 and stuff like that. Because like I said, when my dad was over it, like I said, my gifts and abilities were around almost 12. Like, because literally when the best scene from my memory of being gifted is literally I walk into a crowded room. Literally, they're having a function and stuff, and literally, it's a ghost is walking down this row of people and stops and looks you dead in the face, and literally, like you see in the TV shows and the movies, you can see me, literally, and you're like, well, and here's all these people, and I'm like, you can see me. I'm like, yes, I can. You're mumbling. I can see you, but I can't talk to you right now. When, like I said, when Ghost Whisperer and stuff like that, yeah, literally, those TV shows, like I said, those have actual certain things in there that actually represents what. Because literally, I can walk, especially when in Bisbee at the restaurant, I walked into their restaurant and literally there was 2 old-timey, back in the day people sitting at the table there looking at me. Then they vanished because, because literally spirits are not supposed to be seen by the living. And literally, like I said, spirits get freaked out when literally I come up with, hey, excuse me, can you tell me where such and such a place is? Especially when you get lost. Like I said, it's nice to, and literally, yeah, I've had spirits go, yeah, 2 blocks down, over to the right. All right, okay. And literally, yeah, and I have friends, how the hell did you find this place? It's not even on, it's not on my app. Like, how did you find it? Like, well, I asked.
So to give you a little heads up here, I'm probably the only other person in here that has astro projected.
Yeah, I ain't.
Okay.
Yeah, I witnessed my.
But it does actually. And the reason why you feel stressed out and stuff, right? You feel like you're a little wobbly a little bit.
It's my heart.
Yeah,
I'm having heart issues
with astral projection, and like I said, the energy that it takes to actual project yourself outside the body. It's a lot. It literally takes a lot of energy to actually, because like I said, your energy needs to be for your body also, but you're also taking away some of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're asked to project, but also too at the same time, the heart itself, literally, it's like, yeah, because what happens is when you're asked to project, you literally stop breathing. There's no air. You don't breathe. Yeah, literally, yeah, you don't breathe. Literally, all it is, literally, it's like a picture screen of yourself. That's why I say for anybody that's starting to try to understand astral projection is literally, you fall asleep when you're starting to do it. Like I said, the best, and the reason why your heart hurts is because you're not turning off that internal clock, the clock that wakes you up in the morning. Yeah, literally, and like I said, and literally when that clock turns on, you may feel a jolt. Sometimes, yeah, it's all about how far away. The farther away you are from your body, and that clock hits, yeah, you're coming in like that. You are being slammed back in your body, because that is the safety. Because anytime I do it, I literally turn it off, escape my body, and turn it back on. That way, no other spirits can jump in that body. Because literally, I had a person literally said, they walked in, they could hear me arguing with somebody. And I was telling them, no, don't do it. Literally, there was another spirit trying to jump in my body. Then all they heard was this weird, loud screaming noise. And then literally I woke up. Yeah, literally, that was the other spirit trying to jump in my body. Like I said,
have you been able to interact with where you're astro projecting to stop?
Oh yes, like I said, there was a guy. Happening? Oh yeah, there's been plenty of times where literally I was like, "Hey, look this way," or "Stop," or something like that, and literally, yeah, you can tell the person like, just look around. And other people, like I said, the best one was there's one of the paranormal people that I went to go see. Supposedly, I remember seeing him before, and he asked me, Were you at my last concert or thing? And he's like, no, this is the first time meeting you in person. I was like, no, I could. And you know from a person's face that they actually seen you in person, yeah. But no, that's never happened. So yeah, and even I've had friends when I'm at home on the weekend say, dude, I thought you said you were going to stay in. I saw you over at the grocery store and stuff like that.
You're getting in trouble.
Oh yeah. Literally, I'm all over the place. I've a person's house that was helping out, and I was over here and they were over there. It's like they literally said, "Did you just walk through my apartment?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to the back because you were saying you're having some like a portal or something in the back there." And I'm like, "Yeah," and I told him, "Yeah, you're right about your friend sitting on the couch there," and yeah, like I said, it's those things that literally after a while freak people out, and they're like, "You shouldn't know that, and you shouldn't know this. You shouldn't describe my friend perfectly on how he acts and stuff like that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry if I freaked you out or weirded you out." But it's like I said, it's just something that after a while, after you master it and stuff and understand why you have it, yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, this is the purpose of why because literally most of the time for my group and stuff like that is literally people, especially right now, are looking for that hope. Plain and simple. They're looking for that hope, some type of light to say, hey. And like I said, by us understanding how the spirits and stuff like that, they, like I said, they are allowed to help us in certain ways, but they're not allowed to actually interact with us to come out directly and assist us on anything. Because, like as the Bible says, we have free will, and literally, anybody's free will itself cannot be undermined. And as back to your case about astral projection, yeah, you got to try to get connected with that internal clock.
Hey, Anthony, when they were doing the investigation at Ashmore, is that what you did? Did you astral project to see that?
Oh yeah. I walked a little bit. I didn't go too far. Into the.
I was wondering how you knew all
that. From what I could see from my area that I walked, that's a huge building.
Oh yeah.
From what I could see, that was a huge building.
Yeah, it's real big.
Like I said, the area that I was in, there was another additional building behind, roughly from the square footage on the floor that it was. Like I said, and there's the wall right here on the back side of where you guys were at, and then there was an additional connection to that building that was behind there, from what I could see for myself.
Well, yeah, we were in the front. There's different walls in there.
Yeah. There were. Yeah, like I said, I counted maybe 3 or 4 besides where you guys were at when we went downstairs. Like
how far did you walk in there?
Oh, as I said, the video camera that you have is literally a window. So literally, I just jump through the window, and because it's all energy. Literally, it's all energy.
Okay. So you can save a lot of money on just jumping into other people's paranormal investigations and not have to drive there.
Oh yeah, sometimes literally I've actually had a paranormal group ask me, I got this. I'm like, they just turned on their stuff and literally all of a sudden I hear on my ear, where's Anthony at? Where's Anthony? I'm like, who the freaking heck is calling my name? So literally one of my guys, it's that paranormal group you helped 2 weekends ago. All right, let me get online. Hey, I heard you guys were calling me. Holy crap. And the people like, yeah, we were. We just talking about you.
Yeah, you need to jump in on this Saturday's investigation too.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him earlier. Yeah, we're going to be live at a cemetery.
Anytime you go to a cemetery, you ask for the keeper. Literally, like you've seen the movie Frighteners, right? With Michael J. Fox.
Huh?
What movie?
And yeah, there's in every cemetery there's a keeper. There's a person that keeps a check of all spirits and stuff for the graves and stuff.
Is that the one where they had the numbers carved in their head? Is that the movie you're talking about? You said Michael J. Fox, right?
You know, third eye? Spots on my forehead?
No, you were saying.
What was the name of the movie? You cut out just a little bit.
Oh, Frighteners.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that is the one with Michael J. Fox that they had the numbers carved in their head.
Oh yeah, the numbers on their forehead. Yeah. There's like I said, but it won't be a drill sergeant coming out and telling everybody to shut the heck up and and be quiet. Literally,
it might be
like
it might be down there.
But in my experience, most of the time it's a groundskeeper. Mostly it's the people that keep the grounds checked and stuff like that. Literally,
that's Gary.
Hey, maybe that's that unknown Indian.
Well, Gary is
Gary
is the groundskeeper. Maybe something related to Gary.
Well, part of that family
when you get there, ask for Gary. Ask if that's who was the old groundskeeper for the place.
No,
ask for him.
Gary's still alive.
Currently.
Oh, okay.
Gary's my co-founder of our paranormal team.
Okay. Well, like I said, I have to stop first because literally, to me, when I talk about living and dead, literally to me, they're both the same, but just because of how active it is. So sometimes when I say a person, you have to tell me whether they're alive or.
Okay.
Dead.
Yeah, so he's still alive.
Yep.
So how can you tell the difference between a living and a dead?
Literally, it's sort of they flicker. Literally, they flicker. Human beings don't flicker. So I know that I'm talking to a spirit because it.
And
flickers.
for me,
you can.
And for me, they don't have feet.
Well,
dead
yeah,
don't
that's
have-
just because literally what it is they're being lazy and don't want to, because it takes a lot of energy to form a body. That's why when we were talking about next time bringing cases of AA batteries to the scene so they won't draw off the equipment. Yeah, literally. Yeah, I bring AA batteries in the box.
What about a
Put them
Tesla
out for
coil?
them. And say,
Well, that's why I bring
yeah,
all
you
those.
can do Tesla coils too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
should-
anything that will help them, because if they don't have to use their energy
Yep.
to manifest themselves, it's because it puts, like I said, it's like a mental thought. I'm picturing this apple. I'm picturing my arm. Oh yeah, literally, I had a cell phone that literally it was dead. I had one of my Ghost Spirit Box apps on my phone, and I was using it, and literally my phone was completely drained, no bat, and they were still talking on it. And the
We've
funniest
seen
thing
that
is, I
happen.
left the room, and they stopped talking, and I yelled down the hall, "I can still hear you guys," because literally, yeah, they forgot that I could hear them because I was using the app. So literally, they started talking back up again.
Can I ask you a question, Anthony? Do you
Yeah,
happen to have Facebook on at the same time? Multiple browsers?
Yes, I actually do.
Can you turn off one of those browsers?
Yeah, they said they're getting an echo.
Yeah, I shut it off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Good.
Okay.
So when you were saying batteries,
No,
I can still hear it.
we still got it on.
Okay, let me double check here. I turned it.
And
I cut you guys off.
No,
No,
we're
you're
here.
I only
still
have-
here.
It might just be my speaker.
It could be.
Turn
Turn
down
it
the-
down a little bit where you
Yeah,
can
let me
hear
turn the
us.
volume down. So.
Can you
All
still
right, there
hear
we
us?
go. How's that?
Fine.
Can
Can
you-
you hear us?
That's a little
Can you
bit
still
better.
hear us?
Oh, I can hear what you're saying.
No.
Yeah, I thought I was hearing a feedback.
I was.
It wasn't all the time, but it's.
There we go.
Okay. So when you said batteries, and Carl
Right.
will attest to this, for years I've been taking charged phone chargers with us to distract the spirits from the cell phones and
Oh,
the,
that doesn't work.
huh?
That doesn't work. They know that They know that, and they're still draining when you plug it in, right, to recharge your phones and stuff. Or are you just plugging the charger into the outlet and?
Nope. I'm
Or
just.
plug it
This
in
is
you.
fully charged, and
They'll drain it.
and
Yeah,
you-
and they're-
they can drain it as opposed to going
Yeah, it's just
after
like a big
batteries.
battery.
And
Right.
Oh yeah.
and it's worked for us. I mean, we've been able to distract
Oh
spirits.
yeah, whatever you want to give them to use to assist them into manifesting themselves to be able to talk to them. Yeah. If you feel like, I don't need my phone today, here you guys go. Yeah, they can drain. They can drain the phone.
We've noticed at some different locations that we've been at that when storms come in, you have a lot of lightning. The
Oh yeah,
activity
because
goes
that
way up.
literally that
Every
like I said,
place
for me
we've ever
personally,
been.
yeah, it makes it so much easier for me to talk to them and stuff like that, and especially look at
Oh yeah.
the doorways and stuff that they come in at. Because literally, I can pick because certain mediums and stuff. There's a, especially when you have a portals and stuff. There's a thing called
yeah.
the keystone. And if you know about the keystone, that literally, yeah, and you can actually focus enough energy on there to actually, if a place doesn't want to be haunted, you can turn that keystone, reset the keystone, so that portal won't open. They will have to figure out, and I've actually had to help move portals from other places that literally, because everything is literally, it's a doorway, literally. Like I said, that's why when they talk about the witching hour, the door, if that door shuts and the spirit can't get, he has to wait until that door opens again.
Well, we've
That's
been
why
in a
we're,
place
like I said,
that's had
Yeah, go
multiple portals for years.
Mhm.
I used to be with Ron, and we would bring Carl in. We
And
used to
Gary.
be the tour guides at the Sally House in Atchison.
Mhm.
So, needless to say, I know all about portals. You know,
Yeah.
And was that active at the Sally House? Was that portal down towards the basement, or was it morely
There
in the
was
middle or the
multiple
top?
there were multiple portals in the house.
So there was a 3-level. So it was a 3-level house, and they had 3 portals in it.
No, I had 5, but
It had 5.
yeah.
Five.
Okay, then it must have been.
I know one because I saw it in action. by accident one day.
And then you also knew about the one in the dining room.
Well,
Yeah.
it went from the basement straight up through the dining room.
But
Okay,
different
then
spirits would
then
come out.
that's the one I'm picking up on for that one. So
Yep.
yeah, because
Well,
portals
what-
will not stay in one spot; it will shift.
Let's
So
be
you-
honest. There's no portals there now.
Yeah,
All the portals in the Sally house
it's
were
gone.
closed
Okay.
back in 2017. So
Also,
I
I
guess
found all
that's
the
what they
keystones
did.
and or one keystone and shut it off.
No, this Sammy asked a question for me. No, I'm not from
Okay.
Poplar Bluff. I'm from Florissant, Missouri, actually.
oh, here Gary asked a good question.
Yeah.
All right. What is the
What is
best
the
way
best
to
way
get
to get
spirit
spirit
active?
active?
Well, depending on what type of spirit activity you want.
Huh.
Poke them with a stick.
Because literally, like I said, because I've had people come up to me and say, "Well, I would like my house to be haunted." I'm like, "Okay, what level of haunting would you like?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't. Well, when you figured that one out, come back to me and we'll see about opening up a portal."
Why would somebody want their house haunted?
Attention. You know it. I mean,
Come back to
you-
me and I will open up
Yeah,
a portal.
I know it.
And
plus they can make money off of it.
right. I mean, and that's
there's plenty of times where you're just wanting to make money off it. You just want, and then guess what? Yeah, when spirits find out that especially certain things that watch over portals and stuff that keep the balance and stuff, when they find out that people open up portals and stuff that they're not supposed to open, oh yeah, they get. You're talking about what am I having? I'm like, yeah, you messed this up. You screwed this up. You talked somebody into opening a portal, right?
well, there are
How did
people
you know?
out there that do that stuff all the time.
I'm aware of it.
And there's
literally,
people
we have
that they just want their house haunted so they can be on TV. I mean, there's been times where we've shown up at locations and people are disappointed that we're not filming everything.
Yeah.
And
We've
you
had
don't.
that. I've had that happen. Go right up there, knock on the door, and they look around going, "Where's the cameras at?"
Yeah.
And that's not
that's
the purpose.
literally for that. I'm like, no, that's not how it
Right.
works. First, I have to actually see if there's. I have to get literally one time I told him I have to get permission first before. I'm like, permission from who? Oh, you have permission from me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the spirit that's in the house, whether or not he
Right.
wants to be recorded or not. Because like you
Right.
said, it's just you. Same like us. We don't want our privacies invaded. Because these literally most of the time spirits are traveling to places that they remember were the most happiest.
Right.
And literally, that's why most of the time, all of a sudden, you catch someone's at a waterfall, and they take a picture, and on the far corner, there's a shadow of a person in the picture, but yet there's no person there. Where's they? Yeah, because that was their because when they were alive, they, like I said, that's what's so great about being a spirit is you can go wherever you want to go and revisit.
So we have a question here
You
from
got
Laura.
a lot of questions here,
Laura,
Anthony.
Laura
Yeah.
asks, once you open a portal, isn't it tough to close it back the way it was before?
Yes and no, depending on if there was a rip. Literally, there are portals that are ripped open, and then there are natural portals that literally the door opens, spirits come in, and then it's like an elevator. Here's your stop. Get out. People get on. But if it's a rip in the thing, yeah, it's a lot more. It takes a lot more energy, and you have to get another spirit to get on the other side. And literally, you have to, because I actually had to do that once with one of my guides, because there was a triangle rip in the veil, and literally he had to start sewing up on his side, and I had to start sewing up on my side to actually close it up just enough so that the veil itself will heal itself, because if it's too big, and when things like that happen, if something that big is coming in from the opposite side, that means that it's something really evil shouldn't be on this side of the arm.
So we have another question from Sammy.
All right.
And she asked, do you think there are more spirits found in bathrooms and anywhere else? I heard that where demons may hang out. I never heard that. Okay, so I never heard that demons
Well,
hang
what
out
it
in
is
bathrooms.
mostly because water collects electricity. That's pretty simple. That's all it is. Is water collects electricity. That's why most of the time, there's a spirit by this water here. I'm like, yeah, because the easiest place to draw electricity is from water, because everything's flowing. And also, too, water is also a doorway. That's why if you ever walk, all of a sudden it's all nice and fine walking, and then all of a sudden you sink for no apparent reason. Yeah, this is good. Either A, the earth actually gave out from underneath you, or two, a spirit grabbed your leg and pulled you in. Because when anything that's clear, especially running water and stuff like that, it can be used as a mirror if the energy is right and stuff.
So,
and as for demons, let's get demons straight. Literally, demons don't got the time of day to deal with human beings. The only time demons mess with human beings is when you piss them off.
well, I think I think demons have bigger fish to fry than the regular.
Oh yeah, they got better things to do. Because I've met a few myself. So
yeah, they're going up through the ranks, getting the bigger fish.
Right.
They don't care about us regular people unless we have a threat to them.
They're hanging out.
Unless you really seriously piss them off. The funniest thing is, like I said, well, I have a demon and I've been using sage. I'm like, sage ain't gonna work on a demon. Literally, I rented a demon and the person was using sage. I walked in. I'm like, you've been using sage, haven't you? I'm like, yeah, and you've been hearing laughter and giggling and stuff, right?
That's what they would hear from me
over there. I'm like, yeah, because literally they pick up the sage as if it's a cigarette and literally just start smoking it. Oh yeah, this is some good stuff here. I'm like, shut up, all right? I'm not telling them you gotta stop doing the sage stuff, all right?
So Barbara says, doesn't Vincent have a ghost that hangs out in his bathroom? And the answer is yes, he does. But he also the spirit also roams through his house.
Right.
Yeah, because mirrors and stuff can be doorways. Mirrors in bathrooms are mostly easy because most of the time nobody has a mirror or anything in the rest of their house. Most of the time there's always a mirror in the bathroom. Well, guess what? Most of the time mirrors can be doors. That's why in the old days they would cover up when a person had a funeral and stuff. They would cover up the mirrors so that the spirit wouldn't come back in the house.
So we have another question from Gary, and he says, when mowing the cemetery, I have been gently pushed and can sense being watched. Are they trying to communicate with me? And the answer is yes, but my answer is yes. What is your answer?
Well, I would agree because literally what it is they're probably trying to, since he's on a lawnmower, and when they're touching him and stuff, and I guarantee you he's going straight over each grave.
Right.
Well, guess what? When he's feeling the nudge, that means guess what? Excuse me, sir. You disturbed me while I was sleeping. How would you like if someone ran over with a lawnmower over your grave while you were trying to get some rest?
Well, you don't know the whole story about this graveyard, so
yeah.
A lot of them are unmarked now.
We'll save that for Saturday.
Right. Saturday night, you get to see a lot of it.
Yeah, because it's interesting.
You have a lot of people in chat and everything. Carl, you might want to let everyone know. Go ahead and do a plug for the.
Okay, right. This Saturday night here on Billerites Network and Things Network, the Paranormal Giving Tree, we're going to be live at Cox Cemetery down here south of Hamilton. It's open to all veterans, free for the investigation. This cemetery down there sits on a hilltop. There's no houses. We measured it the other day when me and Gary was down there. The closest house is 2 miles away. So there's little to no sound out there except bugs making their noise. But this Saturday night is going to be a little different type of investigation live. You're going to see everybody out there, but Denise and Ron's going to be on there. I believe Joe Sertone, he said he wanted to be on there.
Yeah, I'll just have to try to get with him and see if he's not working.
Okay. We may have a couple other people joining us, but it's going to be a virtual investigation. I'm going to have the camera turned around to where the guests on there are going to see out in the cemetery. I'll be behind the cell phone camera, but we're going to be doing that this Saturday night at 8 o'clock. So make sure you tune in and watch.
8 o'clock Central.
Right.
And now we got Anthony, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm free on Saturday. So.
There you go.
So, are you gonna be playing your commercials
We
tonight?
got enough boxes.
No,
for
I ain't gonna
all
play
these
the
people
commercial
in here,
tonight.
Carl?
Okay. So here's our next question.
All right.
April asks, what about the supposed portal opened by Crowley's followers related to Area 51? Do you know anything about that?
I have no idea.
That portal is dealing with time portals. That portal is time because literally, one guy was helping. Literally, he had a time portal in his area. Literally, it's like a wave of energy, and he was getting sick to his stomach because there's two. When you walk through a spirit portal, you get this weird wave, a shock of energy as you walk through a door and you got that for a few seconds and then it dulls down. But the one that's at Area 51 is literally it's a time portal. You can literally feel it's almost like a wave, an ocean. But instead of it being an ocean, it's like I said, it's a flow of floating water roughly for a time portal because a time portal is just like when you see an echo of a spirit. They talk about echoes of spirits where they see a person cooking and stuff like that.
Right.
And literally when a person, when the way it works for time portals is the future, the past, and the present are running simultaneously. And when there's a gap between it, literally, yeah, that's why all of a sudden I see a little girl that's dressed in old-timey clothes. Well, that little girl sees the person that's dressed in modern-day clothes. And yeah, it's that gap. And like I said, at certain times we feel that too. All of a sudden we're driving, and all of a sudden we feel that we stopped for a few seconds, but actually we didn't. Yeah, because we actually have time portals that will literally just because of keeping the balance of between the energies and everything that goes on.
I feel that a lot when we're driving through New Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because literally,
by
the last
that,
time
I
I drove through Mexico, it felt like a dead zone. Literally, it's just like
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's going on here? The energy should be flowing. They're like, no. It'll be flowing here in a couple of days. So yeah, because it's all about how the activity is, especially if there's no energy or anything there, because they have to spread the energy out. And that's what's so funny about it is with the collider going on right now, doing atom smashing and creating black holes and stuff. And you actually look at that and you match up the earthquakes and the volcano activity that we're having. Yeah, it is causing stress and causing ripples in time and stuff like that. So you connect everything together.
We have another question. Right. It's kind of related more to me, but you may have an opinion, so we'll put it up here.
Right.
April asks, little boys tell me they have seen a little girl wearing a blue sleeveless dress. This is in her house in Wisconsin, and April's my cousin, and she has asked me any ideas. I'm going to let you answer. I do have some ideas, but I'm more than willing to share, but I'd like to hear somebody else.
No, go right ahead. I'm trying to figure out the information and stuff like that. See if we can't match up on who it is.
Well, I don't know who it is. I just know that the area that she lives in has got a lot of people of German descent. And I believe that her house was built by some people that were German. And she does have spirits that follow her, and not only her own father, but her grandmother and some other people that have crossed over. They just come back to visit. But she also can sense spirits herself, and she has 7 boys, and the boys can also sense stuff. So who this little girl is, I don't know, but she's new. I think she's new.
Oh yeah, she's like I said. Did she just walk past when she was out walking about and stuff? Did she come across like a school or something like that? Is she near like a school? Because that's what I'm picking up for this little the April person here was walking past them and it attached itself to her.
And April, this is for you. Bridget asked, does she have double ponytails, maybe braids? So
that's one of my other people from my group page that has gifts on seeing spirits also. So.
Well, I think
but for Bridget, I'm definitely picking up ponytails in a braid type of. But yeah, for April, literally, she was walking somewhere, and she attached to her because she feels like April is family, like a cousin or something like that. Because that's why I'm picking up. Oh, cousin. That's why, and you saying it's not part of your family, so I'm like, okay.
Well, I wouldn't think that it would be part of our family only because of the fact that we have no family that lives in that area except for April and her family. There's no history of.
Yeah, but the little girl, like I said, that's the problem is when spirits and stuff are so they get lost and stuff, they tend to forget. And well, if there's somebody that looks like one of their family members, hey, yeah, oh yeah, here's so and so. So they will attach themselves, and I think that's what April has right now is an attachment.
Or that may have been the closest house to them that could sense spirits.
Oh well, yeah.
That's happened.
That's also true too. Yeah, they will come. They will actually. Yeah, spirits will come, and then but you can put up like I said, you can put up a little barrier that literally it's like not having the spirit knock on the door and saying, "Hey, I would like to talk to."
Right.
And that's what most guides do is go, "Hey, I got someone for you."
I have a question for you.
Right.
So when you were talking about astral projection and people seeing you while you're out of body, is it possible that is misconstrued as a doppelganger?
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, at certain times, yes, it can be described as a doppelganger because one year I had 7 people that looked like me walking around.
Well, he's seen people who look like me in Baltimore when I was there. He saw people who look like me.
Well,
yeah, but the interesting thing about astral projection is if literally, like I said, when you know your astral projection and you put yourself down back in your body, you have to remember you got to pull all your energy back because there could be a small piece of yourself still floating around out there. And because there was one person I was teaching myself, he starts, yeah, your son, he astral projects and stuff. It's like, yeah, and literally ghosts would follow him home. Ghosts would literally follow him home because an astral projection body gives off a life force energy than an actual spirit body.
Yeah.
So you literally, when you go into the astral form and you want to talk to spirits, well, you have to literally change the way your energy flows so that spirits can actually, they won't run away from you. Or literally you will start attracting, because that's what literally people who talk to ghosts, we're like a light. We're like a light bulb. And it literally, at times, it will distract them. Like, no, I'm sticking with you. I'm like, no, dude, the door is here. No. Yes, it's the same. Just get in here. You'll be okay. I don't want to cross. Yeah, there's been plenty of times where literally there was a spirit of a little girl that literally, she was lost. She was like, nobody came to get me. I'm like, okay, well, come on. And then literally, here was this doorway for light. I'm like, here, go on in. Well, I'm scared. Well, I'll go in with you. All right. I go in with her. And then literally, like I said, I get kicked up to this weird stairway with little orbs going up. And here's this person in white going, hey, you're not supposed to be here. Get out. Don't come back. I'm like, okay, that was weird. And then I had to remember, what was I doing before that? And then I remember that little girl that I stepped into light with. So like I said, there's a balance. Then my guide came and said, hey, my guide came and told me, hey, I heard what you did, you moron. Literally, like I said, guides and stuff, literally, they talk to you as if they're friends. And literally, and like you say, hey, you're not supposed to be doing it. You're not supposed to be entering the checkpoint.
How many people do you think have this gift to astral project?
Oh, literally anybody can do it. But like I said, the stronger the line is for doing it, because everybody has the gift. It's just trying to figure out what level of astral projection you have. Because there are ones that they have the land one where literally they can project themselves from here and see themselves over at the tree. Like I said, that's why some of the meditation, you're sitting down, focus on the tree and focus your spirit sitting at that tree. And literally, if you focus long enough, you will actually see your form in front of that tree echoing back at you. And that's why I say there's two different types.
Right.
You said something that I heard while you were talking about an orb. Are these orbs spirits, or are they people that are trying to astro project, and this is how they're projecting themselves? What is an orb in your definition?
Oh, an orb is literally the tiny, literally it's the easiest part of being a human being. Literally, it doesn't put the strain on the energy and levels and stuff, because literally all spirits, as it says, must be at rest. All spirits must be at rest, because literally at rest we must recharge. Well, we're sleeping and we're recharging and stuff. So literally, yeah, spirits have to be at rest. When they're not at rest, well, they're using up the energy and stuff. That's why they have that doorway. Okay, here you go. You have to be back in. Yeah, when spirits don't cross over and stuff, really, they are literally, as I like to say, don't check in. Like I say, well, let's see if they check in first. Because literally, you get a pass to come back after you get checked in. Literally, yeah, like you pass over, check in first. But you have people who's stubborn. That no, forget that crap. I'm not checking in. Well, you're going to waste your energy. Like I said, it's better to check in. That way, you get a backpack of extra energy, so you can go around and see your loved ones and stuff like that one more time. Try to get stuff, or come and talk to us, the people who can spirits, and hey, check this box here, or hey, check underneath here. Don't forget about where I hid that money in that book there, that type of stuff.
April asks, can kids astro project? And April, the answer to that,
yes, little kids, like I said, once they learn how to do that, yeah. And I guarantee you, her kids are literally, when they're asleep, they're astro projecting, because little kids are all, because they don't really want to go to bed.
That's what we need. We need more children out there astro projecting. We can't control them now. Let's have them astro project.
Yeah, literally, like I said, when the kids go to sleep, yeah, and they have gifts, yeah, and they learn to astro, yeah, they're running around the house. So if she's hearing banging noises in the house and stuff, yeah, that's them running around and playing, because they didn't really want to go to bed. So what's the best thing? Well, I'll just jump out of my body, and so if she's getting disturbed while she's sleeping, waking up to sounds, yeah, she needs to yell, "Hey, kid, go back to freaking bed."
I've had to do that. I've had to do that before. But when I've been astro projecting pretty much since I was 4 years old.
All right.
I'm not active. I'm not active at it at this point in time. I don't want to be. But I seem to only astro project when there's dire things going on in my family. My grandmother got murdered. My dad got murdered. My
because
nephew died.
When
things
you are
like
concerned about loved ones and stuff, like I said, there's certain, as I told this one person who said, I would love to have my gift turned off. I'm tired of it, right? I'm like, you have to understand, I can go in there and I can turn it off. But if the powers that be says, hey, guess what? I need you to take care of this. It's your job to take care of it. It will turn it back on, and it will be even louder than before. That's why it's easier just leave it on, master it. So yeah, when that time comes, that literally you're bombarded by all these energy, thoughts, and everything else, spirits and everything else, and you're like, I can't handle this. But as for you, for your point, is that yeah, because you get worried about it. So well, guess what? What's the best way to check up on a loved one? Yeah, well, I just hop over to their house. I know what the house looks like. I can picture it in my mind, and I can sit on the couch with them and check on them. And say, oh, you know what? I need who's nearby? Okay, you go.
The thing is, mine wasn't controlled. That was it. Mine was not controlled. There was just something apparently. I think that maybe with my grandmother, I was her firstborn grandchild. I was important to her, and I think that maybe her spirit called out to me for me to be there, for somebody to know,
Oh yeah, no, she could have. It could have been the complete opposite. She could have contacted you instead of you projecting to her.
You said, I don't know. I was 4, but when I was 10, I knew more about what I was doing. I was with my dad from before he got killed to after he died, and when my grandmother died, I was in New Jersey. She died in Baltimore. When my dad was killed, he was 20 miles, not even 20 miles away. And we had a heated argument I was 10. I know I shouldn't have been arguing with my father, but we had a heated argument and I spoke up, and, I witnessed from the argument that started it all to my dad saying his final words and me being able to explicitly tell my mom everything that happened. Okay. Everything. Nobody saw me though. Nobody knew I was there. I was like a fly on the wall. So I have to say that probably almost every astro projection is probably different. I don't think anyone
as you master astral projection, right? As you focus more on the, just like a spirit has to actually focus to show a full form of itself. That's the same way. Like I said, a little kid, yeah, you could be transparent, sitting in a room, and nobody else sees you. But as you advance in the astral projection, literally, yeah, you can actually start interacting, but it takes so much focus to grab an item, to fling it across the room, because that's what spirits do most of the time. They flick at stuff. They try to flick. Like I said, that's why certain movies and stuff, like, yeah, and when you actually watch spirits and you compare them to the way they do it in the movies, like, yeah, spirits do the same stuff. There have been plenty of times where I was, because like I said, astral projection and walking through walls are almost exactly the same, but spirits do it all the time.
Right.
And the best one was one of my mom's friends. She had a ghost, and he was walking through the place, and there's a couch there, a little easy chair, and they had a metal rod in there. Well, literally, he got caught. He tipped over the chair because he got caught by the metal rod that was in the. Because every single time he walked through, he hit that chair, and the chair would shake and fall over. He's like, why does he? Well, because he keeps walking into it.
Right. Denise, did you answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer his question before I leave. Gary, the spirit that was at Ashmore that was following you around was related to Ashmore. She's not with you anymore. I don't know her name, but for some reason I get Kate, something like that. So I'll have to look on the records and see if there's a Katie or a Catherine or something like that. But she's an older woman that just liked you. That's all I got. So, and here's Ron. He's back. So
okay.
You guys tune in next Monday to my show. And because I know Ron's not going to tell you this, you tune into the Paranormal Pride next Monday at 7 p.m. to my guest, Rick Wade. And so it'll be a great show. And you guys have a great time. Enjoy your fun time. And hey, all you listeners, give them hell. Ask lots of questions.
Yes.
Ones that they
test my knowledge.
Especially ones they can't answer.
So, Anthony, what places down in Arizona have you investigated?
Like I said, most of the Tombstone area and the Bisbee area and stuff is mostly but also too, I've been, since we moved around and stuff, I've been up in Orange, Connecticut, and those areas there and stuff there. Like I said, the best one that for us is literally we walked up to this house that had spirits in it, and literally when we walked up to it, just as the door was about to be, all the spirits left the house. Cause she literally, she wanted the cleaning. So literally, the minute we showed up, literally all the spirits left the house. So literally, it was like, well, and literally this lady, I've been trying to get rid of these spirits for years, and you're the first group. Literally, she had other people come in trying, and literally we don't even get in the house, and
the spirits
just walk right. Yeah,
and they didn't return.
Yeah, they didn't return. No, literally, yeah. But that's because literally that's the problem I have with my stuff is I have to ask them, do you really? Because when I walk into, because how powerful as my energy is and stuff, literally I clean out the energy that's in there. And so literally, if you need me to clean the place out, I will clean it out. I've actually had people with, I have this and this. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to send my guides over to clear this place out. Right. All of a sudden I hear this loud bang, bang, slap, slap, like there's a big giant fight going on. I just, no, don't worry about it. That's just my guides kicking out. And literally after that, it's all quiet. Calm, everything. No more activity.
Wow.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, yeah, literally, I've actually had to tell people, do you want this? Literally, I've said, do you want the spirits to stay here? Do you? Yeah, we want. Okay, then that's fine. You,
Those are some really.
literally,
right.
like I said, spirits come up to me and go, "Am I okay?" It's, yeah, you're fine. I don't know why you should be angry at me. Because, like I said, I still haven't figured that one out yet either. It's like, because there have been times where places are supposed to be super active, and literally I step in and they're like, no activity. Hey, you mind going outside? I'm like, okay. So I go outside. Yeah, the activity starts back up.
Have you ever been?
Go ahead.
Have you been to Bisbee or Jerome, Arizona?
Well, not Jerome, but I have been to Bisbee. Yeah.
Okay. How about Williams?
William, no, I haven't made it up there. I've heard
Okay.
there's some good ones up there too. So.
It's a neat town. Pretty cool.
Right. So, how many people do you have? Tell everybody about that group you created. That
Oh, my group right now is at 342 people right now. Like I say, the spelling of it was supposed to be believe in the unseen.
right.
But the spelling of believe is BELIVE, be alive in the unseen. And I can't literally. I tried to change it back, because believe is BELIEVE.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So literally, like I said, when I was like, okay, it's time. So I started making the page, typing in the stuff. Like I said, yeah, I can't. I'm like, all right. Like I said, there are spirits and stuff that work with us to try to get this out, because literally, the page is about literally trying to renew the hope. Because literally, out right now, everybody needs some hope.
So,
And anybody that literally comes to the page has found that just by coming to the page, that literally their life has changed in certain ways and stuff. So.
right. So anybody can join that group.
Oh
page.
yeah. Anybody, like I said, I got 3 questions on the page, and you answer the 3 questions, and you're right in. So. Or literally, I go through.
Oh, okay, Bridget. Yeah, Bridget said it's a great group. It led her to the Things Network and everything, which we are part of Things Network now.
Thanks to Bridget, that's how I found your group too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably how you found us at Ashmore that night and stuff. Thanks, Denise. She's with us.
Oh.
But yeah, and Susie says it's an awesome group. So now I know. Do you have a paranormal team or anything?
Oh
Or
no. Like I said, most of the time I just tag along wherever. Literally, if the spirit tells me to go over here, there's something I need to do. Well, guess what? Yeah. And if I don't listen to them, or they smack me around, hey, you got this job to do. I'm like, I have a living life here. I can't go over here. And, well, let me move some stuff around so I can go over here and help the spirit that needs to cross over, or go over and talk to this person who's feeling down, or pass a message on because their brother had just passed away, or their mother, or like I said, some relative. Just tell them to look for this item. Okay. And they look at me like, how did you know about this item? I'm like, I couldn't even find it. People, can you help me find it? And I tell them where it's at, and sure enough, it's right there. And it's like I said, it's when you see people's faces, like they're just boggled. They're like, that's not, I don't know you. You don't know me. Here's I'm a stranger coming up to you here. And they're like, thank you so much for the message.
right.
Or they just look at you all weirded out like, all right.
Now, earlier, before the show started, you and me was talking, and you was talking about these energy balls.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the 3 healing orbs. Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 healing. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Okay, what these standard healing people use their hands and stuff, right? Well, in the process of them healing themselves, what will happen is literally they will contaminate themselves. The next level is to gather up energy balls, and literally the first energy ball will take most healers when they first. You can tell you're a true healer is if you're able to look at a person and you'll see dark spots. You'll see their bodies, and literally you'll see dark energy things all around them, are different colors depending on how bad the sickness is. And literally, you can pull them out. The first orb is literally to draw out that sickness. And that's where most of the healers stop, is They just, all right, there you go on, you're fine, you're healed now. And yeah, the doctor goes, yeah, but literally they don't feel whole. So what you do is you want to pull the energy, their own energy, out of that sickness, put it into another ball, and then put that energy back in there. And if you, like I said, for me, I like to charge up that energy a little bit with my own energy, because literally healers can match other people's energy. That's what interesting about the whole healing thing is when you get up to a certain level, you can match the frequency of other people. So you boost their energy, for the energy that the sickness you took out, and literally you put it back in the spot where, where you took the sickness out. Because literally, yeah, the one healer I was talking to, as I said before, his teacher asked him, where did you learn that method? He's like, well, I learned it from this guy. And literally, he's no longer with that teacher, and he has his own page and healing people. And people, yeah. And literally, I was showing him, because when I met him, literally, he had all the attachments of the people that he was healing, along with all the sick energy and stuff around him, and he was even getting sick himself. And that's what happens to most healers, is that literally they infect themselves. And then, well, why am I sick? Why do I have a cough? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I healed so-and-so that had a cough yesterday. Yeah, you didn't protect yourself. And like I said, there's many different levels of healing. And like I said, my personal, to tell whether a healer actually knows what he's doing, I asked him if he knows the three bubble method. That's what I call it, 3 bubble method. And most of them, no, I don't know that one. I'm like, okay, so I know exactly where your level at for healing.
Right. And you're a healer, of course, right?
Oh yeah, I can heal from literally. Yeah, you can from my group and stuff. Literally, yeah. If someone needs, like I said, if you want, I can give you each a boost of energy right now. I got a couple of spares. I can send you over a little bit of energy orb to match your chi.
Okay.
If you like. All right. I know I can already see on your face. Like, I want to see that. Right.
I actually do want to see that. I could use a boost of energy about right now.
All right. I'll send you one right now. They'll get you maybe a cup in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll feel literally a wave of energy on you, sir. But as I said before, my energy is very heavy. So, like I said, if you start feeling like you can't breathe, just breathe through it, sir.
Yeah.
There won't be much.
Denise is right.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Yeah, I thought of that earlier before the show started. Because Denise has a lot of health problems when it was with us.
Oh yeah, I was noticing that too, because literally she is Astral Projection, because when she worries, right? When she worries, her spirit self hops out of her body to get a focus. Because when you hop out of your body, you get that nice clear focus view. There is no other thing but yourself. So literally, you can sit out in the astral plane, sitting at a table, looking at all your troubles, and literally lining them up, writing down what you need to do. Like I said, it's a big checklist and stuff. That's why I say that's my higher self up there planning crap out. And then he sends me messages. Okay, you got to do this, this, and this. I'm like, I can't feel you. When am I supposed to do this? And as I like to say all the time, and as the spirits like to say, everything in time. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me now. You give me something I have to wait to do. I'm trying to just live for today.
Right.
And that's really what the unseen says, is when we ask for something and stuff like that, well, you're going to have to wait for it. Because literally everybody else is asking for stuff. And well, for the balance, we got to get all the pieces together properly, or literally it throws the balance off. And well, that pisses off the people who watch over those stuff. And we don't want to piss off people that can really screw crap up. So.
Right. Now, I know, well, if you don't know, Denise sees them and hears them too.
No, I can tell.
You're right.
I can tell. Literally, you can see her ear. You can literally see her ear when she picks up on when the spirit's talking to her and an energy comes by. Yeah, her ear vibrates a little bit.
Where is the worst place for you to go where spirits bug you all the time?
Most of the time, like I said, cemeteries are the biggest place, because literally the bombardment of energy, because literally once Because like I said, for me, I have to literally tune into the area so I can actually walk. Because every spirit area has their own like bubble, if you would say, of spirit energy. But literally, I have to match that bubble. And literally, yeah, cemeteries most of the time are literally, yeah. All right.
I was getting ready to say that. I know Denise. Denise hates going to Walmart.
Don't we
Oh
all?
yeah, Walmart. Literally, what it is in Walmart is it's literally it's the thoughts. Literally, you can walk through Walmart and you can pick up everybody's thoughts in there. Like I said, there's telepathic. When you start doing astral projection and stuff, it starts going into telepathic and stuff because you're literally focusing your mind and your body energy and stuff into the astral form, just like a regular spirit does. And so, literally, yeah, she's literally, like you said, she may be partially on telepath. Where literally, has she ever done where literally before the phone rang, she says a name and literally that's the person that calls. Has she done any of that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah. That's number one. That's number one of telepathy. That literally, yeah. As a little kid, yeah, so and so's calling, and literally about 2 minutes later, the phone rings. Yeah, it's that person on the line. Yeah, literally, there's like I said, she has to try to understand what is telepathic, and what is this, and literally, here's the other test: is at any other time has she thought of some food or something, and all of a sudden it was brought to her. Someone picked it up out of the blue for no apparent reason, and brought it home.
Right. Now I know you watch a lot of the live investigations.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever went to? I know you haven't personally went to Melbourne Manor in Iowa.
No.
But have you watched videos and went through the camera up there?
Oh yeah. Like you said, for when the paranormal studies and stuff like that, all those TV shows, literally, yeah, that's where I train to see, because at certain times, especially on the live feeds, when they say, "Oh, there's no spirit there," and I'm like, "Really?" There's one down at the far end of the corner, and they don't see it. And then about 2 minutes later, yeah, they go back in there. Oh yeah, there's something at the in the wall there. Yeah, literally, I train myself off those videos and stuff to try to see the spirit before, even reruns and stuff, to catch it before they actually say it.
You said something about you could adjust your camera, or something to where you can see it.
Oh yeah. Like I said, depending on the shade, it's called the black and white. It's called the black and white and gray areas, right?
Yeah.
And literally, it's just like the same way the spirit box picks up sound. Yeah, it's the same way. Yeah, you're just looking at the wavelength of the color, and literally, because it's all about shadowing and stuff like that. And literally, yeah, you can make out the line marks of the person, of the spirit that you're looking for, depending on if it's actually a full form.
Would it help if you filmed in black and white only?
At certain times, you can actually pick, because it will help you pick out more the shadows and stuff. Because one person posted on the page a picture, and there was a third shadow that didn't have any light to it. They're like, where is it? I'm like, yeah, you can. And literally, when you dissect the picture and you take it out, like, yeah, where's the light? Yeah, and you point out that, yeah, this thing is giving off its own light. Here's all the lights that's going into it. Where is this light coming from? Yeah, that's literally the energy that the spirit itself is showing itself.
Makes sense.
Let's try that.
Yeah, we will.
Because, like I said, that's why people, before technology and stuff, people were taking old black and white cameras and and looking at the spirit orbs and stuff.
Right.
And then when they zoomed in closer on, all of a sudden they had full faces.
Yep.
Like I said, the way we do things hasn't changed, and it's just technology has gotten to a point where literally, okay, this is supposed to make it more easier for us, but we've forgotten how to actually do the original stuff of looking at it and picking up on it. It's like, hey, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, what our eyes will see and stuff. Now, have you ever used an SLS camera?
No.
Have you ever seen one in use?
Just from the Ghost Hunters TV shows and stuff like that, mostly.
Right.
Like I said, you mean that's the one that does the pins? Is that the pin skeleton?
That's the one that makes the stick people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, that does it. That does a very nice job too. When they
Well,
pin on it, literally, yeah, I can pick. I can. Yeah, yep.
yeah,
There is
because
definitely on.
you have to learn that camera because certain objects, if it's got a straight line like an edge of a
Oh
door
yeah,
or a
I've noticed that
wall
on
or
a
door
couple of
frame,
the on those. Yep. Because
right,
literally, it will automatically start triggering the software in there to show that there's an actual figure there, and actually there's not a figure,
right.
but literally it's
Well,
what's going behind the
we'll be
wall.
using one down at the cemetery in a
Oh, that's gonna
fixed
be good.
position because we have caught them stick figures crawling across the
Mhm.
grass down there. You having problems?
My energy just showed up. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, literally, I literally I've been at the cash register and stuff, and literally, yeah, all of a sudden it goes berserk. Starts, so literally, I have to pull my energy back or step back away from the machine just so I
Yeah,
can
okay.
pay for my.
He had to step back from the machine, Ron, earlier
Yeah.
because he was way out of focus on here and breaking up and stuff. You notice as he got further back, it's not breaking up as near as bad. The energy, and I can say Tammy's got the same thing. She's hard on electronics. Watches will die on her. She's lucky if she goes through a cell phone every 3 months because they will die and quit working. Computer issues like you wouldn't believe. So I know her energy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally, yeah. There's been times where literally.
Now Bridget says, now see, he froze up.
Yeah, it just froze up.
You just froze up, Anthony. Bridget said down there catching an orb is easier in black and white.
I think I'm gonna try that next time.
I am too. I'm going to take my night vision camera during the daytime and put it on night vision. That's black and white.
Yep.
And stuff and try it that way. Because it does make sense.
Yeah, someone gave us a night vision camera. I need to get that thing going.
What kind did they give you?
Believe a Sony.
Oh, really? Like my silver? Is it a silver one?
Yeah, it's an old one. It's got put the little tape in it.
Oh, you got okay. You got the type. Yeah, he clicked out. Maybe he'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the 8mm type.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
I've got the regular night vision camera that they
like
made and then they outlawed it.
Yeah, they said it's like brand new and they didn't know what to do with it, so they gave it to us, and it's been sitting in the living room.
Oh, you need to charge it up.
Yeah, no, I need to check it out.
Yeah. So, well, Anthony clicked out. I don't know if his computer issue had problems or what. We'll wait and see if he pops back in. But we got a lot of his followers in the group over here in our chat room.
Yeah, I see that.
And everything. And they're putting out some good information. And Laura says, shutting down, what is it? Oh, yeah, shutting down a cash register along with turning on and off lights in my house. My grandpa, who's deceased, comes to visit me and turns lights on when they're not plugged in. Yeah, they'll do that. Tons of energy going on, too. I'm feeling it, is what Laura said on here. So, but yeah, I mean, we're going to be trying a lot of different things out down at the cemetery this time. We'll have the Echo Box going, of course, and necrophonics, but the new SLS camera that we have, the one that quit on him up there at Ashmore, I got it all fixed now and everything. He left his power cord at Ashmore.
Oh, no.
So I had to create and build a power cord for that tablet.
Yeah.
So got that and made an easier the little handheld thing I don't like because it's got a bigger tablet than what they're usually called for and everything, so it wobbles. Now it's on a deal that you hold like this and everything because he's got that 11-inch tablet.
Yeah.
on there now. So it'll be easier for him to carry around and to set down on top of a headstone to be stationary. So we're going to be doing that. And we're going to do a lot with the new ink box and
Oh,
try
yeah.
to get out some more.
Hold that up again. That's not very big, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, what's cool about this is, let me see if I can get it up here. It has over here a USB port. So if you got something downloaded that's, yeah, my green screen messed up because I was too close to the camera. See if I can do it again. Ta-da! It's magic.
Sorry,
yeah.
the power went out.
But you could have something in here and play it off the USB. It also has an SD card slot. So if you had down there, say if I play music for the cavalry,
Yeah.
I could have it on the SD card and play it through here.
Wow.
It also has a flashlight on it. Right?
Yep.
And it's AM, FM, and shortwave built into it. And it has an input and an output on it. So you can do some tuning on it, but KD showed me the best place for it and stuff. And tell you what, I'm really impressed with it. It don't do that constant.
I tell you, we saw that thing in action at McIntyre, and I liked it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, he's got about 8 more of these, the model and everything. And what's really cool about it, it has an internal battery, right?
Yep.
That he says he charged his up, and it's probably got a good 12 to 14 hour battery in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it comes in the back there. You can pop this down. And it's got the cord to charge it up.
Yep.
And stuff. But yeah, we went down to their brick and mortar building. We were the first ones to go in there and buy something.
Yeah, when we heard that in action, I mean, it's pretty similar to the Echo Vox. And when it was saying stuff, of course, they were saying it about the time I was.
Mm-hmm.
And other people, we had a lot of people in the group. Some of them were picking it up, but it's like I told them later. I said, yeah, my ears have trained over all the years, listening to the Echo Vox. I said, this thing is very similar. It's kind of weird. It's like you can pick things up where other people, it's like you got to train your ears for it.
Right. Anthony said his power went out. He's trying to boot back up. So
I guess he threw all his energy out on all.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dave, we're not doing the hashtag on this show, but stay tuned for the Conservative View after this show. And there'll be a hashtag for a different flag on that show tonight. So, well, it looks like Anthony's back.
He's back.
We'll see if he's got his power.
Hello.
Turn your camera up. There you go.
Yeah, lightning decided to come by and say, knock the power out for a little bit.
They zapped you. Yeah, they zapped you right out. But yeah, we was just talking about some of the equipment we're going to be using Saturday night.
System out, so. Sorry about that.
Right, but we was just talking about the equipment we're going to use Saturday night on the live investigation. Some of the new stuff and different things we're going to be doing. But it's going to be really neat because it's going to be a virtual investigation.
Yeah,
people, what you're seeing on the screen right now. Well, what it look like, but I won't be on there. Other people will be on there watching straight out of my camera and see what's going on. That's going to be the neat part.
Oh yeah, it'll also give you a lot more eyes on what's going on around and stuff like that. Something that you may not see yourself when you're out there. And by having
right,
because like I said, there's a few other groups that do that same thing where literally they just sit out a camera and just tell us if you see something.
Right. Only you're going to be, not only the listeners are going to be seeing stuff, but the people that'll be on the screen on StreamYard with us will be the investigators looking out there and asking things too. So it's going to be, I'm going to try it a different way than what a lot of people do. So we'll have to check it out, make sure we don't get feedback, because I'm going to have your guys' voice on a speaker over here set off to the side of the phone. So when you're asking stuff, it comes out.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to be trying, a different version of that out there. So is this an investigation where you want us to have? Yeah, we're doing, it's the Paranormal Giving Tree that we're doing for the veterans on Things Network out at our cemetery, Dave. So, yeah, Rex, you guys can come on there. It's going to be about 8 o'clock Saturday night. It'll be right after movies, music, and maybe more. Shane does his show. We'll be coming live right after that. Yeah, closed caption. And that's another thing, folks. If you're watching it live, okay, Pastor Gary says if he takes pictures that night with us, will you be able to see the orbs?
Oh yeah.
Before he takes the picture.
Oh yeah. You'll be able to see the orbs and stuff, even in whether you take the picture or not, because as dark as it is, there's always a slight glow when an orb goes past. Like I said, it's almost like a smoke ring. That's why people get it. Oh, that's just a smoke ring. That's just a smoke ring. Or it's something, because when they print out the picture, when they talk about certain things for printing pictures, oh yeah, that's just the ink mess up in that corner there.
Okay. I've got a good question for you. You see on the screen, you see where it says Things Network?
Uh-huh.
You see the other picture where it says My Paranormal Nation Radio?
Yeah.
That's our cemetery. That picture was taken at our cemetery.
Yeah, and like you said, you got the myths that you have there. Yeah, you actually have one person walking in front of your, just the top half of it.
I had one paranormal person tell me that said there's 13 spirits there.
No, just one. Those that real up close to up to the camera, but from the tree lines and stuff, yeah, in the back, yeah, you got the others.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the one that's up front, yeah, you can see make out its head, just on the little bit of it, and like I said, it's walking like, oh, I wasn't supposed to be in the camera shot.
That's one of the pictures. Gary's real proud of that picture.
Trail cam, yeah.
No, that wasn't with trail cam. That was with
that wasn't a trail cam?
That was his digital camera.
Oh.
Let me pull up. Let me see if I got it here.
He's shooting
I do.
Right into the woods.
Okay. I'm going to put a picture up on the screen. This was taken at a trail cam at our cemetery.
Yeah, show him that one.
Wow. That's a horse.
What do you see?
Yeah, that's a horse, and you got the horse and the rider.
Yeah.
He's one of the very first people that's ever told me that.
I know.
Yeah, you got I can't make out what the type of rider it is, but yeah, you got the full horse, and you got the horse and his rider. And they're going fast. As if they're
he's moving. You see the mane on that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
you can make out the eyes, and then, like I said, you can especially make out the horse's mouth up front.
That's the one Denise says she couldn't see the horse in. Remember?
Yeah.
And everything, and I was like,
everybody else
I seen it. I was like,
how old is that cemetery? Is that Civil War? Is that Civil War cemetery?
What has happened down at that cemetery? There's a lot of soldiers down in this area. The sheriff's department down there does not drive on that gravel road anymore because they have seen soldiers on horseback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right after,
because right
after they told us, after they told us that, we set a trail cam out there because we maintain that cemetery, and that's when we caught that picture.
Oh yeah, literally, like I said, I was wondering if it's a Civil War cemetery because that would fit because the way the black on the back end of the horse, right, and the shape of the hat and the way the clothing
Right.
for
It
around
would
the
be
arms and stuff.
it'd be the cavalry is what
Yeah,
it'd be.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
myself,
There was a
but I
lot of
couldn't make out the
Indians
year or
and
something.
cavalry, and the area that we're in is in Caldwell County, Missouri. That is the county of the Mormon Wars.
Oh, okay.
Up 3 miles away from our cemetery is where Hans Mill Massacre was at, where they killed 17 Mormons. They rode in and shot and killed them. And then Caldwell County is where the governor gave them the county, and 2 years later gave them the order to run them out of the county. So, yeah, we have a lot of activity down in this area. We believe we have Indian graves at this cemetery. We
Well,
know we
I
have
guarantee
some of
you
our
probably have a
family
few.
members, and we believe we have some of the cavalry buried there too.
Like I said, yeah, we have to keep an eye out for feathers, especially if there's especially Native American bones in there during the search and stuff. If feathers start showing up, yeah, that means that there's a shaman roaming around those grounds because
Well,
he's putting spirits back where they're supposed to.
I do know about an eighth to a quarter of a mile east, some guys were up on a hillside digging for artifacts. And when they started finding the artifacts, a guy raised up and seen a full apparition of an Indian chief standing there looking at him.
Oh,
He put everything back in the hole. They covered it up. They went back. They went to the guy that owned the property and said, "We're not going back up there no more." So,
yeah, they like I said, I've read into a few Indian spirits myself that they were pissed off at the people for moving and disturbing, and it took almost 3 days to get that Indian to calm down enough to even talk to.
right.
And literally, yeah, the guy had to start giving him plant fruit trees and stuff like that as peace offerings and stuff, just so he could build this little tiny place he wanted to live on.
Right. But we have a lot of activity down in that area. And then I live in the next county up now. And up here we have a lot of history with Jesse and Frank James that robbed trains up here. We have the Squirrel Cage Jail up here and stuff. So there's a lot of activity up around this area.
Oh yeah, like I said, just from the picture, just from staring at the picture, yeah, you can see that. You can even go out during the daytime and find some type of activity going on.
Oh yeah.
Gary does all the time when he mows the grass.
Yeah, but besides the mowing of the grass, I'm just talking about just literally you're walking and you literally hear footsteps behind you as you're walking.
Well, I've been
That's
out.
how much activity is there.
I've been out there at nighttime several times, and twice, two different times. Once I heard the horses whinnying. Me and Randy did. And then the other time, me and Gary was out there and just sat down beside the truck to relax our legs. And we both turned around because I swore I heard horses walking on the gravel road. So that's as close as we've got. I've never seen the horses or other than caught them on that trail cam down there. But, and then we've had different people out there. Denise seen the Indians in the trees. And then Matt seen the battalion down over the hill.
Yeah, regiment down there by the creek.
Right. So
was it in like a mist form or was it just actual? You could see the actual full figure.
he could actually see them.
He said He said they were camped out along the creek. He was just standing there staring down the hill.
Yeah.
I said, "What are you looking at?" And he goes, What do you mean? You don't see that? He goes, you don't see that? I said, see what? He goes, there's a whole regiment down there camped out.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't believe you can't see that. I said, no, that's the first time he'd ever been there.
Well, same thing with Denise seeing the Indians in the trees watching us that night.
Yeah.
That was the same night, too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it was our first time out there.
Yeah, the interesting thing on first time people being there, right? And as you literally, what it happens is people who go there constantly, right? All of a sudden they're like, oh, that's so and so. There's no need to show myself there. So yeah, they'll literally get used to you.
Yeah,
And the only time that they actually will talk to you is when they need something, and literally they will come up to you and literally just flash you like, hey, and you go. You'll fall over backwards, and then finally, you're like, oh, okay, it's just so and so. All right, what do you want? Well, I want some. Don't forget to bring the whiskey and this on next time you come, because there was a person that I was talking to. Literally, she was going to go to the cemetery, and just before she got there, well, you need to make sure you bring candy. Bring candy, and you'll be fine. Literally, she went there. She actually has and I told her, go there, make sure you bring the candy. Because there are little kids and stuff there. And literally, she went there. She forgot the candy. And literally, she has a EPV of a voice saying, get out. Literally. And she's like, well, I've been there all this time. I've gone there plenty of times. I'm like, did you forget to bring the candy? It's like, yeah. Well, that's why I told you to get out. Like, you mean it knew I was, yeah. Like I said, spirits know when the living's going to come and visit them.
Yeah.
So literally, yeah, she has to be saying to get out.
We'll make sure we take candy and
yeah,
I'll have little spirits in a bottle.
Little bottle. Mm-hmm.
That is true. They do know you're coming because Denise will have visits wherever we're going to go. Mm-hmm. She'll have visits usually that week or a few days even before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
wherever we're going, whatever spirits are there.
Yeah, but those people that are coming to see her. Yeah, those are the guides that will help you while you're in the cemetery.
Yep.
So literally, if she had any time, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, if she's having, when you go to these things and these guys are coming to you, these are what I like to call protectors. These guys that keep things in line. Like, so when ghosts start getting out of line, especially in houses that say, well, yeah, I'm having this activity. I'm like, when I go into, especially when those haunted places and stuff where they clear out the friendly ghost that was protecting all the rest of them. I'm like, you idiots. You pushed out the one that was protecting the rest of it. You wonder why the activity went through the roof. Yeah, because because Sage cleans out all the good ones unless you tell the Sage to say, hey, go only after the bad energy and stuff that's supposed to be in here.
Yeah,
right.
And literally, for me personally on Sage, everybody going around and going window to window, no, don't do that. Literally, Sage loves to get lazy. That's why, you just carry it around. No, Sage gets lazy when it does that. My best way, and literally every people that have done it, it says it freaks them out when they see it, is I literally, I'll light my Sage, put it in a bowl, and literally tell the Sage, okay, Sage, I want you to go and take care, find where the spirit's at. Don't remove them, just show us where they're at. And literally, the smoke from the Sage will crawl out of the bowl.
Huh.
Oh yeah, and literally.
I never thought of that.
And literally, but all the books and stuff says to go around doing. I'm like, no, Sage gets lazy. That's
can anyone do that?
Sage. Oh yeah, there's been I do it myself, and literally, you can actually. I had people record it, and they can actually. Yeah, it sticks real low to the ground like a weird eerie fog. But if there's a lot of energy in it, literally, it will flare up and literally cover the whole room and literally choke people out. Yeah, like I said, the Sage gets lazy. Like I said, you carry here's a Sage that's supposed to get rid of spirits. Well, you're holding it, and as I said before, like I said, demons like to pick those things up and just smoke them because it doesn't bother them. Yeah, they think it's a cigarette or a cigar, and like, oh, hey, look, someone brought me a gift. That's why if you watch the paranormal movies where I used the Sage and it cleared out this demon. I'm like, yeah, but the demon's back 2 days, making even bigger mess. Yeah, because he was. All of a sudden, it's quiet for 3 days. Yeah, because you made him happy. He's smoking. He's smoking that sage. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great.
I gotta go back and get more.
Oh yeah, that's literally. Yeah, I'll come make some more noise and put some more out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, literally, like I said, I've freaked people out when like, dude, it really did. It literally raised up out of the bowl, looked at me for a few seconds, like, what do you want? Well,
Yeah.
literally, he was dumbfounded that it looked at him. He couldn't. Then literally, he didn't say anything, so literally, it went back in the bowl and burnt out. Like, well, you didn't tell him what to do. Oh my god.
Right. Laura said she had to walk away to handle something and just saw a colonial soldier carrying a long rifle just now.
Well, that happens, especially depending on what the area she's at.
And then Denise has got a question here for you.
Okay.
What about Bigfoot and aliens?
Like I said, Bigfoot is literally just a higher, just the Neanderthals of herself that didn't shrink down. So, because literally when we get into Bigfoots and stuff like that, literally that's just us. That literally we haven't lost the hair, because we know people that are really super hairy. And
Right.
well, if you take their body and you stretch it to the heights that they are. And
Well,
you know
there
how
were
people,
in the Bible times they talk about giants.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Oh.
and we're mixed in there. And like I said, for aliens, yeah, of course we can't literally pretty much we can't be the only people here for the
Right.
whole. And literally, and like I said, we take Stonehenge and all those other things, and when they look at that and how the electrical energy runs through there, like I said, Merlin himself, when he for the stuff that when Merlin and stuff when they do with Stonehenge, yeah, you can literally see that electrical energies put right in certain doorways. Like I said, Stonehenge is the perfect example of how spirits and stuff travel from the veil. And that's why the witching hour is so often, because literally the witching hour is literally like noon traffic. It's the most busiest time of the where they're running in and out, because literally, yeah, it's the last, as they say, it's the last train to get back to where so you can rest.
Right. So what's your opinion on aliens?
Literally, they're just here to, like us, to study. They're just trying to study us to figure out who we are. Because it's just like, hey, do I really want to be friends with so-and-so? It's just Robin Williams, like I said, when I think of aliens, I think of Robin Williams' joke of, we came looking for intelligent life. Oops, we made a mistake. Literally, that's, I'm like, well, that would explain why aliens have not come they come to look at us and stuff, and like, no, we ain't found someone smart enough to meet our same, to understand what we're doing and stuff. Well, yeah, I'm not going to give you something that could literally destroy the world. But yeah, it's supposed to make your life a little easier.
Right. But yeah, a lot of people, I don't know that much about aliens and everything until I see one in person.
Oh yeah,
But
I understand.
they say they're here already, walking among us and doing things. So it's hard to tell.
Very, very true. On hard to tell on what, because literally, for society itself, like you said, there has to be some type of balance. We literally have to find a balance where literally, because back in the old days, literally, if we had a pie and there was and the pie's got through, but the person that brought the pie didn't get a slice of his own pie. Well, the next time they made the pie, they made sure that this person got the piece of that pie. But that's not happening. Literally, it's like, oh, sorry, you showed up late, you don't get nothing. And that's literally where our society is going right now. It's like, well, here, oh, sorry, you're too late. Well, no, actually, guess what? I need your help here, so you got to do something. Like I said, in the old days, literally, people did stuff and it equaled out.
And Laura says, I'm one where Anthony moved 5 Native American Indians from my upstairs because I couldn't sleep. I had so many dreams about them in this house. He moved them downstairs and I can sleep now. Thank goodness. So, one of them there. But
oh yeah, literally, like I said, there's haunted house that literally was used as a emergency for the Civil War, and they have that same issue where literally at certain times of the year, spirits and stuff will literally reenact that energy and stuff traveling through. And sometimes what's so funny about portals and stuff like that is a doorway will open up where a doorway shouldn't open up. So it's one of those interesting things.
It's a TV cat.
Yeah.
Yep.
It shows up during paranormal shows.
One of them, anyway.
Well, that's all right.
And then, okay, when we're at the cemetery, this Pastor Gary again, my co-founder on my team,
All right.
he'll be at the cemetery with me. He asked, when we are at the cemetery, will you be able to sense how many spirits are there?
Oh yeah, I can literally see them walking around you.
Oh, okay.
Literally, I can see them when they're right next to you. I can tell that they're right next there looking, because literally they want to see what you're doing.
Okay.
And at times, literally, you can feel them come up behind you, trying to be as quiet as possible.
Right.
And
We'll make sure we get you. We'll make sure we get you a link in on the show that night and stuff there. And Denise will see them too. I know that.
But yeah, like I said, since Denise has been talking to whoever she's been talking to about going there, yeah, that's the person that will literally take you. All she has to do is ask him to, or whoever it is, to take her to the spots where literally you can set up a table and stuff and do like a little round robin. Here, have someone sit there with and literally have chat.
Yeah, you might have. Carl, you might have to go back to where that mound is, and see what Anthony picks up on that.
Yeah, the one
in what that is.
The one in the timber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we will, because there's going to be a lot of places down there. We're going to go across the gravel road. We're going to go east into the timber. I'll go north into the timber, back in there further where we think the cemetery ends. Mm-hmm. There are graves inside that timber, because there's no reason why those yucca plants would be growing in that timber.
Oh, very true, very true. Yeah, but those plants could also be Native American bodies too, because like I said, the Native American myth is that that Native Americans, especially on the Trail of Tears, they turned into the willow trees, the weeping willows. That's for that. So there, yeah, that could be the Native tribe for there for the.
Well, what we're still trying to figure out is how these plants got here, because they're not native to our state.
Not at all.
And there's, oh God, I'd say at least 30, 40, 50 of them.
All right.
So there's a whole bunch. That was the first thing we noticed when we went out to take over this cemetery. And we researched the cemetery back. My great-great-great-grandfather started that cemetery. Gave the land up, and he's buried out there. And then his brother is my Pastor Gary's uncle, way down the line different. So that's how we found out way down the line through the last 130, 40 years.
Yeah, but your family, you and his family line have been crisscrossed friends throughout history, haven't you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it goes way. I'm telling you, it goes way back for you two, your family lines wise.
Right.
Being how close to.
But like Denise says, there's no Trail of Tears up in this area. So how them yucca plants got here and planted.
Well, it could be also too for the people that brought them to you said it was the Mormons or.
Yeah, there's Mormons up in this area.
Yeah. So they could have brought those plants there too. So.
Right.
Just without looking at the leaves and stuff and seeing exactly how they're growing precisely, because most of the time when they're spirit trees and stuff, they give off certain. You can actually see a face in the tree itself and stuff like that, depending on how and the
Oh.
body language of the tree and stuff. So
We'll have to check that out and everything. 'Cause
on the cemetery, does it have metal? Does it have like iron railings and stuff going
Nope.
across? Nope.
Mhm.
So there's no iron railings.
no, if you
Where
want to
they-
know, you want to know something that's weird about this cemetery. There's a gravel road
Okay.
in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That in 1959, that gravel road was not there.
All right.
The motor grader guy got tired of down the road making a right-hand turn, a left-hand turn, and a right-hand turn to bypass the cemetery. So he
So
took
they
it
just
upon
decided to drive
himself.
right through it. So.
He took it upon himself to grade up through there. We are finding in dirt piles rocks and headstones. So there are graves underneath that gravel road. So yeah, that's
Then I don't know because like I said, when I look at your picture here, something about iron railings. Literally, that's what I'm. So
no,
there's no iron railings. There weren't any like put in the ground or anything at any time. Iron railings or anything. All right.
nope, no, nothing like that. And
All
we
right.
just and out of all that up there with all the headstones, there's 53 headstones up there, and we know for sure of 83 people buried. We have that
Yeah,
list.
literally the headstones are piled together and they're misplaced. So.
Right. But there is one headstone up there that stands out by itself because it says unknown Indian.
That's it.
That's all it says.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's a very large clearing around where that statue's at for his tombstone.
Yeah, there's nothing really within 15, 20 feet of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No,
Literally you could do about 5 steps or more.
Yeah, it
and
stands out.
and that's when the first there is literally there's a barrier around his
And we
literally
know
no spirit goes into that area. Literally he sits right there. You
well,
can see
there's
the energy
something
where he
in
sits
there
right.
because we can go
Oh, yeah,
over
that's
there. We can go over there at different times with the equipment with brand new batteries and they
Oh yeah, they're
drain
gone. Yeah.
instantly. We have had the dowsing rods cross and had to manually pull them
Pull them
apart.
apart. It's like they're magnetized.
They
Oh
were
yeah,
like,
yeah. Literally.
yeah,
Have you
It
ever
is
when
weird.
you've done that? Have they been twisted? Have they been twisted?
No.
No.
no, they were just
But you had
stuck.
to pull them.
They're just
And-
seriously stuck together. Right.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
stuck.
Right.
Randy was sitting there going like this
Yeah.
and finally had to pull them apart. And I go, now I've seen a lot of things, but I've never seen the
Yep.
dowsing rods stick together.
It would be interesting to see what's in the soil around.
Okay, well,
Around
wait
there.
a second. I was
Yeah.
wrong. I was wrong. Gary just said something.
I thought he said something about there was an
There was an
gate.
iron gate at one time.
Yeah.
Maybe been more at one time. Way
Alright.
back, but well, I know there was probably an iron
Yeah,
gate
because
before
like I
that
said, the way I
gravel road
figure it-
went through there.
Right. The driver of that that ran through. Yeah, he ran over that iron gate.
Yeah, probably did.
Well, yeah.
And took out
Because
graves.
oh yeah, like I said, yeah. If you can find, like I said, there besides that iron gate there that he's talking about, there's other ones throughout the whole cemetery.
And that's
itself.
what Laura Shelton's saying too. Maybe he moved the rails. That's what she's picking up too.
Yeah, when he ran, like I
All
said,
you
he
folks in this
divided.
chat
From what
room,
I'm
you join
understanding,
us
he
Saturday night in
divided
the
that
comments.
cemetery.
I was going to
He
say,
divided
everyone
that
in here,
cemetery.
just tune in Saturday and jump in.
Yeah,
Let us
because
He
know what
divided
you
that
see.
cemetery. He divided
what?
the cemetery. He divided that cemetery when he ran through it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
he divided it east and west.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's why all the time you see the horse riders going across each time because they're trying to sort of because you can catch them going the opposite way too.
okay. That
But
makes
yeah, like
sense.
I said, I was wondering where like you said, there's still iron around there somewhere. So
Right.
literally, it's keeping, because literally the iron is what's keeping that energy, especially the Indians' energy, trapped there. It would be out further,
Right.
but yeah, there's
Well,
iron still keeping the spirit of the cemetery. That's
what
why they
we
usually
have
put.
now, see if you can see this on the what we'll call it the east side and the west side of the cemetery. Gravel road goes through. The west side has a piece of timber that is probably 30, 40, 50 feet wide
Yep.
by about 200, 250 feet. Okay. We've got paths down through there and everything. Inside, closest to the farthest west line, is a gigantic dirt mound that the dowsing rods tell us it's a mass Indian burial site.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, literally, yeah. You can pick out some. If you look really, if you get a chance to shine a flashlight on it, literally you can see from the mound there will be these little like sort of type of like small windows carved into the mound.
Okay. I'll look at that next time I'm out there.
And we get lots of orbs when we take pictures of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gary.
yeah, literally, yeah.
Yeah, Gary
Because like I said,
told.
the big Indian, the big head chief guy is, yeah, he's in the center, roughly in the center of the cemetery. You have after you get past his, you got all these rows of headstones. Then just before you get to the gravel road, it's all messed up. There's no headstones or anything and literally, yeah,
Right.
you have spirits sitting right there, and their headstones are over across the gravel pit, across the gravel road, sitting over there.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so literally, yeah, if you're able to, when you get there, we'll see if we can't match up some of those heads.
Okay.
They're not big. They're not like they're jumbo. Like you're gonna.
Right.
They're just little tiny things with plaques, and then you just put them back where
Right. There are
they were.
places
Yeah,
where
literally, I don't know
rocks.
whether the guy that was driving or something was drinking at the time or something, or was just pissed off at the world or something like that. But literally, he's like,
Didn't
"Screw
care.
this crap. I'm doing it this way."
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just drove through it to make it easier.
Yeah.
We have it documented on the title, and we researched all the way back in
What was that last message?
1959. There was no road in there. In 1960,
Oh
it
yeah, yeah.
shows
The
road.
cemetery
Yeah.
people there are saying, yeah. What was that last message that popped up?
Okay. Pastor Gary said the lady whose father took care of the cemetery that we take care of now, years ago, told her of the gate. That's
Okay.
how that metal gate you was talking about come into play.
And like I said, there were other metal gates around that cemetery
There could have been years.
before he ran through it and knocked them all down, because they had to
Right.
literally because of the way he ran through it, they had to literally remove all that stuff.
Right, right. Well, we're getting ready.
Because literally, yeah, I'm saying,
Anthony, I want to thank you for coming on the show. We're getting ready to
no
end
problem, man.
Thanks a lot.
and everything.
Oh,
You
no
make sure
problem, man. Like I said,
we'll
anytime.
get a hold of you for Saturday night
All right, sounds good.
and stuff. But folks, stay tuned for Conservative View after this show. They've got Barbara and Lorna have a guest, Kimberly Moyers, on there. If you're a veteran, you need to really listen to this show because there's some things going on at the VA that you really need to know about. Also, check out all our shows on the Bill of Rights Network. Next Monday night, Denise Pridemore, the Paranormal Pride and everything. And she's going to have on Rick Wade on the show. So make sure you tune in to that. I made sure I said that because she said you'd forget, Ron.
I didn't forget.
Oh, okay. But anyway, stay tuned to that and everything. And we will see you next week here on Paranormal Nation Radio. Not so normal all the time.
Hopefully, we'll see everybody Saturday, too.
Yep.
That's right. Tune in Saturday night at 8 o'clock right here on the Bill of Rights Network or over on Things Network. So check us out, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.